Hi there, whiskey lovers. As you know, oak makes a huge difference in a whiskey's flavor, so it makes sense that the kind of oak you use can have a big effect on that flavor. Here with us today is Matt Hofmann from Westland Distillery, which is doing a lot of experiments with non-traditional kinds of oak. Tell us about the difference that different kinds of oak can make in whiskey making.
We use American oak, which is quercus alba. That is a huge part of the American whiskey flavor profile. It's been something that's been expressed in Scottish whiskeys as well. But what we've got here today is quercus Garryana. So this is a species of oak that only grows in the Pacific Northwest, but it's a white oak, just like all the other white oaks that are being used in Scotland to make whiskey. So it's one of the very few species of white oaks that haven't been used to make whiskey before. What's exciting about it is it comes from the Pacific Northwest.
So what kind of a difference does this make for a whiskey's flavor, or how do you work with this oak?
American oak of quercus alba gives you caramel, vanilla, coconut, and baking spices. This is like all of that, but darker. So it's molasses instead of caramel. It's heavy clove instead of baking spices. You get a nice kind of blackberry jam or blueberry fruitiness, which we get a lot in this particular expression. Coffee grounds, all sorts of dark flavor notes, which is very distinct. It's very different from quercus alba. It's very different from the European oaks and from the Japanese oaks.
So how do you work with the wood and track down a supply of it?
Oh man, we're still trying to figure all that out. I mean, the hard part with Gary oak is that there's no established economy for it.
Right.
So there's the managed forests for French oak. There's managed forests in America for quercus alba. The hard part for Gary oak is that it's been really poorly managed. It's only at 5% of its former habitat. So largely, we have to find trees that just came down naturally. Most places in the Pacific Northwest, you actually can't cut these trees down. So we have to go out there, we work with our coopers, we work with people who own mills, go out there and source oak that has fallen down, jump on it, and then we have to air dry it for at least 3 years, which is one of the longest periods of air drying anywhere in the alcohol beverage industry, before we can start assembling it into casks. It's quite an undertaking.
Well, I'm excited to try it. Shall we taste?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So what flavors are you giving on those?
So this is our Garryana release, Edition 2. So Edition 2, we're really trying to express the kind of typical molasses notes. That's like the first thing that comes off. It's almost rum-like at first.
Like butterscotch and caramel.
Yeah, butterscotch, caramel. And it's only going to, as it sits in the glass, that's only going to get more and more concentrated. One of the exciting things with this is to be able to see it versus American white oak. So American white oak, we've got some waffle cone type flavors that come from our malt. American white oak kind of makes that a sweet waffle cone, like ice cream cone. But with this, it just takes it and just dumps dark brown sugar over the top of it. It's my mouth is beginning to water. The other great thing that it does is it takes all the normal fruity notes that we get in our core range of whiskeys and makes them dark, so you get this really beautiful kind of blueberry ice cream note, which is quite cool.
It's immediately so spicy and fruity, like dark red fruits, blackberry and blueberry.
Yep.
That's really beautiful.
Well, what the Garryana series is about the actual bottling, is about the exploration. This is really an entirely new species of oak to be used in the whiskey industry. So there's no kind of built-in knowledge of what this oak does with individual things. So the last edition of Garryana, we were exploring how it works with a lot of newer American oak, a lot of new quercus alba, also peated malt. This year, the focus on that exploration is on how it works with the fruity notes in the house style and to let it showcase its spiciness.
I see.
So that exploration is what it's all about.
That's great. So this is the second release in your Native Oak series. What can we expect in the future?
Lots of exciting things. We've got, the beautiful part about this is that we are on the forefront of it, and we are taking this stuff and we are putting it out as product, and people get to experience it basically in real time along with us. This doesn't happen very often, like a new species of oak, like that doesn't just happen. It's only that this is beginning to get used. And for people who know and love whiskey like yourself and myself, you've seen a lot of different things. You've probably, French oak, Musonara oak, the Japanese oak, all these different things. So the ability to explore these things in a release is what gets people really, really excited about it. So we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep exploring. There's all sorts of different things that we're working on the terroir of Gary oak, sourcing it from different regions in the Pacific Northwest. We're working on the terroir of air drying in the Pacific Northwest. Lengths of air drying, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. There's all sorts of fun stuff we're working on.
That's really exciting. I can't wait to see what comes out next.
Me too.
Well, thank you for joining us.
You are very, very welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.